Really appreciate you guys. Really, 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 really do. We're going to talk about this Dak Prescott just a little bit. Man, really appreciate you guys. I'm going to see if I'm live on this thing trying to try out this new software. And when you check out the new software, you know how that goes, guys. You know how this thing goes. We always, 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 always trying to get this thing going one way or another, right? Really appreciate you guys. Let me see. Side beard action going, right? I see y'all, man. I really appreciate you. Texas Kid, what's up, man? Joshua, appreciate you for tuning in to the nation. Carter, appreciate you, man. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me know if you guys can see me. All right. Yeah, what it do, man? What it do? So the operative word is Dak Prescott. Is he worth it? Is he worth the grain of salt? Is he worth everything we can put in our mental mind? Is it worth paying the man $30 million? I think that's going to be the range of how you're going to pay the man. In order to get paid in this life, you got to do something, right? You got to do something. And the last, I would say the last 3 years, we've been blessed to have a 13-3 season. We've been blessed to have a 9-7 season, and then we follow that back up with a 10-6 season. I was saying earlier on the Law Nation 2.0 page that if you really look at it from these parameters, that you can say this right here. If old Roger Goodell didn't have his toe in the water in 2017, maybe we would have won at least 10 games then. So you're looking at 3 consecutive years. CT Cowboy Dak is next. Let me know, Cowboy Nation. Let me know if you guys can. Do you guys like this new camera work right quick? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up, man. Give me a thumbs up. That's so you guys see the beard and everything. Let y'all know what I put on the beard. I wanted to show you guys too. Everybody always get like, since this page have changed a little bit, I always get a lot of people saying, hey, what do you use on your beard? What are the grooming techniques? Before I get into the more conversation, you got beard oil right here that I use. It's Shea Moisturizer. You know, you got to have the moisture on there, and you can look up the name yourself as far as the company. Here you go, right here. Get focused. Use that, and on top of that, you know, there's beard oil right here you can put on there too. That softens the beard, so your beard can be soft. You don't want a hard beard or what have you. And then of course you pick it out. See how you don't hear no noise. That's me using, you know. And then when it can stick like that, then you know you got you a beard, right? All right, but neither here nor there. Lord Brunson says, you know, he's not worth it. When you're saying not worth, what's your definition of worth? If you're talking about 30 million, are you talking about 25 million? Are you talking about 20 million? Now, if you start looking at the parameters of like other quarterbacks that won in their prospective years, you're looking at what? Only one quarterback with more wins than Tony Romo, than Dak Prescott, and that is Tom Brady. Only one. So it's just on how you define worth. And to me personally, when you're talking about winning games, that's the name of the thing, right? Winning games. Dak Prescott resume shows that he can win you games. James Harden, little brother, is from Curious Jackson. Actually, I'm 8 years older than James Harden, so that would qualify for me being his older brother. He looks like me. Law Nation is the Cowboys strong force. Look, let me see what you have right here. Richard Coleman saying, Law, is the Cowboys strong force for the NFC East? All right, if we look at the NFC East collective body, how the Cowboys are able to win in the NFC East. My thing is, you win by running the rock, time of possession. This defense is one hell of a defense that we got. I think that when you add in the fact that you have D-Law coming off one side, you have Robert Quinn coming off the other, we invested in the trenches. That's one thing. Now we're talking about implementing the second year of Chris Richard's system onto the Dallas Cowboys. Now you start talking about that. We love what we was able to see with the Cowboys last year as it relates to defense. I'm thinking that this year they're going to get more turnovers, they're going to get more takeaways just off of pure stride and strength of knowing the system. They're going to know it a little bit better, so they're going to be flying out to the ball a whole lot better. And then if you look at the offensive weapons that we got now, of course, like I said, this is a run-first team, so we win the NFC East by running. You think about everybody, the Washington Redskins, they invested on trying to, the Bama boys to stop the run. And also, if you think about the Eagles, they invested in the interior to stop the run. If you look at the Giants, they tried to invest in the interior with the Dexter Lawrence. They tried to get a guy last year. I think that he wasn't even good enough to start all of the games. Dang, his name is at the tip of my tongue. But they invest to stop those runs, stop the run, make team one-dimensional, and they say, hey, let Dak Prescott win the game for the Cowboys. I'm thinking that Dak Prescott going into his 4th year, he's more knowledgeable. He'll be able to recognize what the teams are trying to throw at him. And then on top of that, Dak Prescott, as it relates to playing the NFC East, he's been dominating those guys. Let me know if I'm wrong. Put down his win and loss record for the NFC East. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know if he's on the winning side of it or if he's more on the losing side of the NFC East. So I'm thinking that, hey, we can win in our division when we get to the playoff, when we play teams that's not in our division, or we are able to adjust and play those guys. Let me know. What we have here. Pay Coop first, Michael. I agree. You got to go ahead and pay and secure your wide receiver. I'm thinking that once you pay him, you still have more money, actually extend what money we have left over, and then you can go ahead and pay Dak Prescott, or you can probably play around with the Ezekiel Elliott contract, things of that nature. So we got money, and that ain't the issue. It's just how much money are we willing to pay the person. That's how I'm looking at it. And I got to get used to the new camera because it's facing here, and I'm used to facing this way. So y'all bear with me, man. Y'all bear with me. 13-5. Let's see. Yeah, that's in the NFC East division. And let's see what else we got here. Raw, real, and uncut. Texas have no state taxes. Yeah, raw, real, and uncut. But Texas, baby, let me tell you something about Texas. I paid over $7,000 in property taxes. I would rather pay the state taxes opposed to property taxes. Property taxes in Texas is a lot of money. Out of the $7,000 that I paid, $3,487 went towards the ISDs, and you will know about the ISDs if you come living in Texas. That stands for Independent School Districts, and you pay a lot of money towards the independent school districts. They believe in their schools out here in Big D or out here in Texas, and everything is bigger in Texas. And I'm telling you, you're going to pay one way or another. You can't escape the taxes. So that's just that's just a sweetener to tell people from out of town that, hey, when you come to Texas, you don't have to worry about taxes. But Texas, you're going to pay the taxes, baby. You're going to pay it. And then you got to pay toll roads and things like that. So it's a lot of money to stay out here. It's not like Mississippi where I'm from. Let me see. 5-1 against the NFC East. This is Cowboy fan, 1973. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. We lost to the Rams because we couldn't score more than 22 points. This is Trey F. Kennedy. All right, so towards the latter part of that game, would you say if we were to have the ball back, would we be able? Were they able to stop us in the fourth quarter? Let me know, Kennedy. Let me know. And then on top of that, they put up over 300 yards rushing the ball. So we can go back and forth, but 22 points supposed to be able to at least get you closer to winning that game opposed to losing that game, especially if the opposition is running 300 yards on you. That's just horrible. It's a bad tape to have out there. We got our ass whooped on both sides of the ball. On the LOS, we got our butt whooped. And as far as scoring or what have you, the second half, we were able to move the ball down the field easily. Let's see here. Richard Coleman, Cowboys 15-1. D-Law, defensive 6. Man, I don't know. Is that DF? What did DF stand for? Let me know, man, what that is. DF stand for. I think we could have won the Super Bowl if we didn't have that OC Scott real raw. Oh man, yeah, I agree. You know, Scott Linehan. I'm gonna put my phone down real quick. Scott Linehan. I want to talk a little bit about this, and I was trying to hit that way on my other channel. The thing is with Scott Linehan, if you guys can hear me out, let me see if I can go this way. Let me see if I can get right here. The thing is with Scott Linehan, the issue is this right here. I think he holds grudges. Ezekiel Elliott was talking to Michael Irvin, and they was talking and mentioning about the fact that Michael Irvin said, like, I really have my reservations on Kellen Moore. He's young. He don't know this. He don't know that. And Ezekiel Elliott was like, nah, fam, nah. This is the thing. Kellen Moore listens to us. He have an identity to understand. He understands the identity of this team. He knows what we need to be done in certain key situations. And I'm like, wow. And the way Ezekiel Elliott broke it down to the playmaker changed his whole mindset on, I'm gonna say this again, on Kellen Moore being the offensive coordinator. It's something different about somebody that's holding grudges and then somebody who's not holding grudges. And I'm thinking that with Scott Linehan, he held grudges more so than to, hey, I'm going to try to play this game to win the game. Meaning that when Amari Cooper said, you know what, I'm tired of running these button hookers against the Eagles. I'm eating them up. The cornerback can't hold me. The cornerback can't stop me. I'm lighting them up like a Roman candle. He cannot hold me. And Dak Prescott was like, you know what? I got to go with what was called out there on the field. I can't change the plays. And then Amari Cooper was like, come on, bruh. I'm going to eat this guy's lunch. So he went to the huddle and said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and change the play. And they scored a touchdown off of that play because there's understanding what the defense is trying to take away and what Scott Linehan is calling and saying that it's not working. And Dak Prescott torched him for 455 yards, I believe. My math could be off a little bit, but an average quarterback don't throw for 455 yards. A horrible quarterback don't throw for 455 yards. Just let me know when and where they do those things at, and I'll hush. But make a long story short, the media asked Amari Cooper what happened during that play, how he was able to get open. And he said, hey, Scott Linehan kept calling the same plays. And I told Dak Prescott, let's do this one. And every game since then, the only person that could shut down Amari Cooper was the guy with the clipboard in his hand, named Scott Linehan. That's a story of a different day, but that's just how I come. That's what I'm seeing. Yes. We got some people up in here, man. Really appreciate you guys, man. Thank you all for tuning in to the nation. Deshaun, I'm back at home. Jackson, what's good, man? Dak should be paid top 5 quarterback money. Okay, I feel what you're saying. Dak gonna get $30 million. This is from Chris. Yeah, he should get $30 million. Dak is worth 30. Okay, $30. I feel you, man. Let's see what we have here. We get $100 million in cap next year. D-Long going to have $20 million. Dak is going to take 25. Coop needs to get 19. Ezekiel Elliott 15. Let Jones walk. Groom our young corners. This is from Tristan. Is it Patterson? Tristan Patterson. So okay, I feel your rationale on that. The only thing is it's going to be hard for them to justify $25 million. Yeah. Especially after the salary cap then already is going to increase by, I think, over 10%. As well as you start looking at the other numbers that's going to be out there of the people that got paid more and then Dak Prescott and didn't perform up to the level of Dak Prescott. I'm talking about the Matthew Staffords, the Garoppolos of the world, and the other guy, I think Matt Ryan, I think he made it to the Super Bowl, but from the stat wise, they're still all in the same wheelhouse. So it's going to be hard for the agent, or it can be hard for Stephen Jones to justify the cost analysis of those things are paying him less than those guys. Can you imagine going to work and you're looking over there, you saying, okay, I'm doing more work than these guys over there, and they only are giving me $15 an hour, opposed to these other guys, they giving $35 an hour or $25 an hour, give or take. And your agent is going to say you're going to get at least above the market value, because that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes, Cowboy. I wish I can change it, but that's just how it is. Appreciate you guys on this little test run of a stream right here. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in to the nation. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this content, let a friend, neighbor, foe know where to go when they want to listen in to Cowboy Sports Talk and beyond. And that's been my time. And remember, you guys are listening to nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Peace. Let's go, Cowboys. Let's go.